We're joined today by Michael Oakley, and he's been a teacher at Mountain Run Jam for many years now. So, Michael, would you mind introducing yourself, letting people know where you're from, and tell us a little bit about your workshop, which is kind of an evolving offering you've been doing for years now?
Yeah. Thanks a lot. My name's Michael Oakley. Mindful Mushroomer is kind of the moniker I go by in the mycology world online. I grew up in Virginia Beach originally and moved around a lot after college with the courtesy of the Navy. Ended up settling in Bedford in the end of '98, I think.
Oh, okay.
And moved here, didn't know a single soul, didn't have any family here, not related to anybody here.
Interesting.
Just after moving around so much, I kind of wanted to be in a more rural, laid back atmosphere to, raise two grown men now. And,
Yeah.
I think it was the right decision. So,
Nice.
um, the mushrooming for me kind of started by accident. I mean, I grew up
Huh.
spending a lot of time in the outdoors, hunting and fishing with my dad and stuff. And, everyone that's familiar with turkey hunting, overlapping morel season,
Mm.
which I had heard tales from my grandfather, about.
Mm.
So, often find myself looking for those during turkey season with my dad and
Mm.
never finding any. I think when I started exclusively looking for morels, which probably going back like 15 years now, 15, 16 years, I think maybe it was the fourth or fifth year that I actually found some.
Mm.
And of course, the internet and access to information has changed so much now, especially during the COVID time frame. Back 15, 16 years ago, there wasn't, other than, Audubon books and things, there really
Right.
wasn't a lot of current information out there. Fast forward to now, I've been slowly hammering through a book that I have still yet to finish. But, here
Mm.
in the Appalachians, we've got a good 20, 24, 25 choice edible species that,
Mm.
you can harvest 12 months out of the year. I
Mm.
hunt 12 months out of the year. I think I'm up to like 23 or 24 states and 11 countries. So anytime I travel
Wow.
anywhere, if there's a chance for me to squeeze in so a mushroom hike somewhere. I'm getting ready to go to Seattle in like 2 weeks for a week.
Cool.
And I've been out there before and had tremendous success. Of course, anybody that does the mushroom world, Paul Stamets is out there, and that's kind of, I think, like
Yeah.
the global headquarters for fungus. But I was, as wet as Washington is known to be, I was surprised at how tropical the atmosphere seemed when I
Mm.
was out there. So looking
Yeah.
forward to that. I think this is my fourth mountain run jam, fourth or fifth.
Yeah.
And I've done a few other workshops at Sedalia, of course, for the Earth Fest and Terrapin Festival. Really enjoy it. They seem to be well attended. For some reason, it's kind of hit or miss. I always like to have the show and tell visuals. And
Yeah.
one of the good things about the Mountain Run Jam is that particular time of the year, we've always had baskets full of mushrooms to show people
Mm.
and pass around, and that really seems to get everybody going. I probably get two or three like texts or emails a week from people. It could be somebody I went to high school with. You haven't heard from them in 30 years, and they're like, what is this? Can I eat it?
Yeah.
That's, I mean, I get them all the time. And so that's kind of what I centered the workshop around originally,
Okay.
because that seems to be the two most common questions.
Yeah.
Um, every mushroom's edible once, of course, but we do talk about the ones that are good to eat and what you can do with them, some of the different recipes you can do. I do talk about the toxicity as well. There's plenty of them out there that'll get you sick. They won't
Yeah.
necessarily kill you, but you may wish you were dead.
Yeah.
And then there's two or three that are pretty deadly that might bring
Mm.
you in, especially if you're younger or those with weaker compromised immune systems. So
Yeah.
and then we kind of field questions. Sometimes I'll have some people that'll approach and say, hey, we just moved into this, just happened a couple times at the Earth Fest at Sedalia, like, hey, we just moved in, we bought 20 acres. Can you come just walk around and show me what we have or don't have or should be looking for? And I will tell people a lot of times I'm not looking for the mushroom. I'm looking
Yeah.
for the room. I'm looking for
Yeah,
the
yeah.
room that the mushroom is in with the right trees, with the right exposure, with the right elevation, fauna, all that stuff. So
Yeah. Nice. I love that. Yeah, there's a lot. I feel like because we've had a number of mushroom related workshops over the years, and I feel like it's one of those things like wild food and foraging in general. People are just really excited about it because it's something that anyone could do because they're just you just go in the woods, walk around, you'll probably find something.
yeah,
Then the next question is, what is it and can I eat it?
yeah, yeah. Personally, for me, I find it very therapeutic.
Yeah,
I refer to the woods as my church,
nice.
and it's a whole lot cheaper than the therapist is. So,
Yeah.
and
Maybe more
and
effective
it's
too.
yeah, it's a great opportunity to kind of unplug too,
Hmm.
to get away from all the background noise of TV and phones
For
and
sure.
distractions, and you can really get to spend some quality time with, especially little ones, kids,
Hmm.
all about it. And I've had some really incredible experiences with some of my friends' children, just kind of by accident because we happened to be somewhere and stumbled into
Mm.
a huge flush of mushrooms or ramps. Actually, most recently up in West
Okay.
Virginia, I brought back like over 100 pounds of ramps
Mm.
off this hillside. And yeah, it was something else, more than I've ever seen in my life.
That's cool. Yeah. One thing I love about your workshop is the fact that you try to bring people examples of what the mushrooms look like. So it's not just a academic, rundown of the mushrooms. It's very hands-on so people can see them, all the different identification characteristics, all of that stuff. That's really helpful because mushrooms, I feel like it's one of those things where it can be really overwhelming subject because there's so many mushrooms. They are hard to tell apart by the average person. There's a lot of look similars, things like that.
Yeah, the false lookalikes. Some of the choice edibles do have false lookalikes. Some of them are really really easy, and I think that's probably why people are most familiar with morels, because
Yeah.
that sponge really. Although there's a stinkhorn out of season that
Yeah.
kind of looks like a morel. But yeah, having the visual aids certainly does help for people to be able to
Hmm.
pass around and look at it.
Yeah. So what are some things that you think people will get out of attending your workshop in terms of like a practical thing they can turn around and apply right in their own life?
Well, I think from an ecology standpoint, just understanding, like I said earlier, being able to quote unquote read the room.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of hunting mushrooms and pine forests. It's highly acidic. There's only a few varieties that you may be able to find in a pine mix. So
Yeah.
understanding the ecology of what trees are in the area that you're looking in, is important. One of the more recent topics that has come up just here in the last 2 years that I spent some time talking about is tick-borne illnesses.
Mm.
Because ticks are usually coming out about the same time as turkey season and morels. And I know a number of friends, close friends, that have dealt with the alpha gal
Yeah.
challenges. My brother's whole family had it. One of my best friends' whole family's had it. I don't know how I've managed to escape it personally,
Hmm.
but I did spend some time talking about that. And actually, some of the more recent treatment protocols, there's some amazing stuff that's been going on with acupuncture with a
Right.
relatively high success rate of, I mean, I got a buddy who was eating a double cheeseburger 3 weeks after his acupuncture, and he was throwing up for 2 years from it. So,
Oh, wow. Wow. That's amazing.
yeah.
Cool. That's great. Um, and what are some things, since you've been to Mountain Run Jam quite a few years in a row, what are some things you think people will get out of Mountain Run Jam if they've never been before? What are some of the things you really enjoy about being at Mountain Run Jam
Yeah.
yourself?
Yeah, I mean, for one thing, it's a great venue. I mean, I have a very personal connection from hosting the Noah Fest there years ago when my oldest
Right.
was battling cancer, and so my ties run deep in that part.
Yeah.
It's a great event. It's tremendously family friendly. I think it's a wonderful space because everything is so spread out, and you don't necessarily feel as crowded as you would at some other festivals and things where there's
Yeah.
lines for the bathroom or lines for the
Mhm.
food or lines for whatever you're trying to get.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I mean, I would definitely say if you're on the fence about whether or not to go, especially if you've got littles, man, they're going to love it.
Hmm.
It's a beautiful space. We've kicked around the idea, with weather and time and everything permitting, about maybe trying to set up like a limited foray afterwards.
Okay.
That involves me. I've got some property and some access to some land very close to Sedalia. So like,
Okay.
5-minute drive. So at one point, if I could maybe grab a group of people and take them up and actually, do a little walk in the woods kind of thing, and let them find some stuff themselves for real.
Hmm. Cool. Oh, that'd be fantastic.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, we're looking forward to having you back again this year, Michael, and appreciate you taking time to kind of share some more about you and your offering. Um, yeah, yeah, I feel like that's probably the rest of the questions I've got for now. So yeah, appreciate your time, man.
Yeah, man, I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, I think I've done 4 or 5 in a row now, and
Yeah,
it's one of my must-do things on the calendar. So I'm definitely going to
cool.
be there.
Awesome. Awesome. I appreciate it, man.
All right, thanks, Mark.
All right, take care, man.